Hello everybody and welcome to the Mongooli Show. This is going to be kind of a low-key episode. There's not going to be a whole lot of editing or anything like that. There's no Marvel Strike Force news to go over at the moment. This is just me kind of breaking down the year of 2023 or the year with Mongooli Show and what the future looks like. So if you're interested in that, stick around and we'll get right into it. All right, so first off, let's just go over how we got here. Where did the Mongooli Show come from? How did it get started? How did we do this year? And what did 2023 look like? Well, the channel actually started late in 2022 in October. Now, I know the exact date because it just happens to be the day before my 40th birthday. That wasn't planned. It wasn't like I needed to have a YouTube channel before I turned 40. It just happened that way. I had a lot of equipment left over from various failed projects in the past, and so I figured I've already got everything here. I'm part of an alliance that I really like. I like all the people that I'm with, but we're just not doing as well as I'd like us to. So I was like, well, let's see if we can break this event down, this whatever event was that week, break it down, see if we can do better, and that's how this started. I honestly expected to get like 4 views and it ended up getting like 70, which is still not a lot, but it was enough to be like encouraging, to be like, you should keep going. You should make another one. You should make another one. The first like 3 videos I made didn't even have thumbnails. That's how like lazy this was, to be perfectly honest. It was just like a fun project for me and my alliance mates. But people were responding. I was getting more views than I was anticipating, and I was actually getting some subscribers from people who were not part of my alliance, which was really cool. Back then, the show wasn't even called the Mongooli Show. I want to say it was called Mongooli's Strike Force. It might have just been called Mongooli. I honestly don't remember, but it wasn't the Mongooli Show to begin with. That came later. The channel was doing really well. Well, I mean, really well. The channel was doing well enough that I was like, okay, this is something I might actually try to do. Let's see how far down this rabbit hole we can go. All the comments that I was getting, not that there were many of them, but they were all really positive, and that was encouraging to me. So I ended up reaching out to somebody on Fiverr, got the logo that you now know made, got the intro made that you just saw, a couple other things done, which were really cool. And it cost a bit of money, to be perfectly honest, probably more than I should have spent on something so new, but I just wanted to have an actual brand. This is like having a YouTube channel, something I'd wanted for quite some time, and every time I started it just kind of failed, and Marvel Strike Force is the one that actually kind of landed, at least well enough. So that's where the rebrand of like the Mongooli Show came from. I'd have to actually go back and check some of those old videos and see when exactly that happened, but it was pretty earlier on than it probably deserved to be honest. At some point, I don't know exactly when, Run 7 managed to notice me. Now, for those who don't know, Run 7 runs The Recap, which is this brilliant little show that he puts on multiple times a week, where he'll just kind of like have this 2-minute video, 3-minute video, super short, and he'll just go over like what other content creators are talking about or what's going on in the game. It's kind of like your morning news you can have with your coffee or something, but it's really brief, and he really likes to focus on newer content creators, or like so it seems, and get the word out about those people. So when I saw myself on The Recap, I kind of lost my mind. I think technically before I was on The Recap, he mentioned in one of my videos just like, hey man, really like the production quality, you got a great voice, keep it up, something. I don't remember exactly. Like it was just like, holy crap, like somebody noticed me and cares. Like he had, I don't know, like 3,000 subscribers at that point, which again is not like the biggest channel in the world by any stretch, but like way bigger than I had at my like 50. So that was a huge, it was super encouraging. That was a very encouraging moment where I was just like, holy crap. I went and like showed my wife, I think I posted on Facebook. It was like, yee! So then to be on The Recap was just like, wow, this is incredible. And I was like, thank you so much for focusing on me, or not focusing on me, for promoting me. And he's like, yeah, no problem. This is like the 3rd time. And I'm like, what? So I had to like go back through old episodes and be like, what else did he say about me? Because I'm that narcissistic and I just had to know. So that was incredibly cool to be recognized by, not, I don't want to say peer, but like what's somebody that's like higher than you, like a mentor? That's not quite the right word either, but like just to be recognized was pretty damn cool. Now, since then we've talked quite a few times and I would consider him like a friend in the content creator space, and that's really neat. But it all started there, and it was just like, I remember that morning just being like, kudum, 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 kudum. Like it was just, what the fuck? I'm not supposed to swear. Anyways, so that was an incredibly encouraging moment that kind of just kept me going and allowed me to push forward even more so. Cut to maybe September, early September, maybe actually late August, I was starting to think like, you know what, this channel's growing, but it's not growing as fast as I'd like it to. I, you know, upgraded some of the cameras, some of the lights, the microphone, like a bunch of stuff to just make it as good as possible on my end without spending crazy amounts of money. And so I decided, you know what, I'm gonna make more content. I'm gonna push, I'm gonna make videos about certain things that I don't normally make videos about, like strategy videos where I've normally been the event person. I wanted to make like strategy videos, like really branch out, do all these different things, and just like push the channel and be like, okay, I'm gonna hit 500 subscribers by the end of the year. Now 500 might not sound like a whole lot, but it had taken me almost a full year to get 210 at that point. So I wanted to more than double what I'd made in only 3 or 4 months. It was kind of a terrifying goal. And the day that I announced to my alliance that this is what I wanted to do, and like, I need your guys' help with ideas, things like that, that very day was the day, ironically, that they took all the charts out of the weekly blog update. And up to that point, the weekly blog had been kind of my bread and butter. Like that was the big one that I did. And then a little bit lower than that was like event guides and stuff that I did. So not having those charts felt crippling. So I was at work, working on my list of videos I want to make, went home, saw there was no blog. And instead of being like, okay, I'm gonna work on this all night long, I went to bed and was just like, it crushed me inside a little bit. I was supposed to have a tournament. Well, I did have a tournament the next day for my Marvel Crisis Protocol game that I play. I ended up waking up at like 4 in the morning, 3:30 in the morning, just being like, I need to get something off my chest. Like I have to say something about this. Ended up coming downstairs to the computer, accidentally woke my wife up because apparently I got a little animated, and I apologize to her for that. Came down to the computer and recorded a video at like 4 in the morning, edited it, got it out by 5 in the morning, went back to bed for like an hour and a half, woke up, went to the tournament, won the tournament. And while I was at the tournament, the viewership for that video just went through the roof. The subscribers kept going through the roof. Like it was one of those things, like it hit in a huge way. And it was this incredible way, not that I meant to do this, I'm not trying to like say that I manifested this, but like I took this negative event that could have crippled the channel and it turned it into this thing that actually rejuvenated the channel. I think I ended up getting like 50 subscribers in one day, which again, when you're at 200 is like a quarter of your subscribers in one day from this one video where I just ranted about like things I was frustrated about and things that I wanted to see change and how this affected my channel and how it affected me that day. I didn't plan on any of this at 3 in the morning. I just had to get something off of my chest, and it just happened to work out the way, and it was pretty incredible. A couple of people, including Run7, reached out to me and were like, hey, community manager Archangel wants to get a hold of you. You need to reach out to him. And it was just like, what? What does Archangel want with me? What is happening right now? Like, I don't, is this a good thing? Is this a bad thing? Like I said some pretty harsh words about Scopely in that video, and it was just like, uh-oh. I ended up talking to him super briefly, just being like, hey, I'm out at this tournament. Can we connect another day? And he's like, 100%, absolutely. Congratulations. Have a great day. We ended up getting a hold of each other on, I think, Monday, a couple days later. We're going to have like a 10, 15 minute phone call. Ended up being an hour and a half. He's a lovely person. And it was just really, really nice. But it was just a door that opened up from me making a video, like trusting my gut at 4 in the morning, being like, no, I need to get this off my chest. Let's go do this thing. And that really, I feel like that was a huge turning point for this channel for many, many reasons. So since then, I ended up talking to Run7. He convinced me to start twitching again, or that's the worst way to put it. Start streaming on Twitch again, which is something I hadn't done in years. And even then it was like once in a blue moon kind of a thing. Started doing that, decided I was going to host an anniversary bash because my anniversary as a YouTuber was the day before my birthday. I was like, all right, let's just put the two together, have an anniversary bash. I got Run7 on, I got Zero Cool Gamer on, Bendable Straws was supposed to join us but couldn't at the last minute, and community manager Archangel joined us in the chat room. And it went well enough. Like I made myself, what is it, Patreon? No, what are you on Twitch? I got to affiliate before then, which was kind of amazing. So I was able to be affiliated for that event, but I was still super new and not many people knew who I was. Huge shout out to Wapo for raiding me, which gave me a ton of followers, which helped out immensely very early on. So thank you so much, brother. I truly do appreciate that. My first ever raid, so that was cool too. For the anniversary bash, as I was gonna go live, I almost threw up. I was so nervous, a little bit because I'd never had guests on the channel and I was just nervous from a tech perspective, but also there was this huge feeling of like, what if nobody shows up? Like, what if I get these guests on, people who I really like, and I bring them onto my channel and they're hanging out with me for 20, 30, 40 minutes, whatever it turns out to be, and nobody shows up in the chat, and it's just a complete waste of their time? What if I, even though I'd written down questions, what if I blank? What if I fail? What if I make a fool of myself on this thing that I've been promoting? Turns out it was all for naught. It went incredibly well. Everybody seemed to have a good time. Run was on for like an hour and a half. Zero Cool was on for like 2 hours. Bendable, as I said, wasn't able to make it, and that was unfortunate. But we made it to like after midnight, and I had a full chat room the entire time hanging out with me. It was a great time, and I cannot wait to do it again next year. Since then, the Twitch has pretty much taken on a life of its own, almost to the point where I've kind of slowed down on making YouTube content, and I do want to address that, and I do want to get back to that. But Twitch is just so much fun. Like, it's a lot of fun to just hang out with a live audience, be able to get the reactions in real time, have them ask you questions. Like, the interaction with the community when you don't have to wait 3 days for a comment to come in on YouTube is overwhelming. Like, it is such an incredible feeling when you get like a chat room of 30 people and they're all jumping in and being like, what do you think about this? How does this feel? I don't know that I've got the right answers for you. I still feel a bit like a fraud sometimes, but people keep coming back week after week after week. So I'm doing something right. I hope. Either that or everybody just likes a train wreck and they can't look away. Whatever, either way, I appreciate you guys. So with a dedicated channel, the next thing I did was I went out and got some merch. You can see I'm wearing a Mongooli shirt right now. It is a 1 of 1. I don't like it. I don't think it's good quality, so I took it off of the merch store because I didn't want anybody else to buy something that I'm not happy with. It is comfortable and it looks okay on screen, but in person, it's not great. That being said, we do have stickers. The self-promotion here is brutal. We do have stickers and a mug. I actually do like the quality of these. Like, these are still on the merch store if you're interested. I know nobody is, but whatever, because I'm actually pretty happy with them. So if anybody does get one, that'd be amazing. Just like, not because I need the money, but just because like, that's pretty cool that one of those exists somewhere. Currently, as far as I know, these are all 1 of 1s. I don't think anybody has bought anything. They're just for me, and I'm totally fine with that too. It's just kind of cool for me to have a mug that has my logo on it. That's all I really wanted. Somebody else wants to have one too? Go for it. It's available on the store. Shortly after getting the merch made, I started looking around on Fiverr again to get emotes and sub badges made for Twitch. After looking at a bunch of them, my brain kind of was like, my niece can do this kind of stuff. Like, she's a great little budding artist. I'm sure she would love to have a project. Maybe I can help her out and she can help me out. Maybe that's the better way to go. I reached out to her and she made these incredible sub badges as well as these emotes, which you can check out over on twitch.tv/The Mongooli Show. I think they're really cool, and she's willing to make more for me. I just need to kind of get some inspiration for what I want and then let her know, and she'll gladly make them. So if you've got any suggestions on what you'd like to see for more emotes, let me know and we'll see if we can get that made. But for right now, I'm super happy with these. So I mentioned wanting to hit 500 subscribers back in September. By the end of the year. We ended up hitting that number in November, which was really amazing. We had a couple of videos that hit really large, support from other people. The Twitch channel is doing really, really well. Just everything seems to be firing on all cylinders. We haven't had that like viral video that's really pushed us into the stratosphere, but that's totally fine. Things are growing in a way that I'm happy with. I have a wonderful community that I get to hang out with. I'm part of a great alliance that is actually really strong and doing wonderful things in this game. I'm in a great place, both as a player for Marvel Strike Force and as a content creator for Marvel Strike Force. I couldn't be happier. That said, I'm the kind of person who needs goals. So when I see what I'm doing, I have to look to the future and be like, okay, did that, what's next? And that's what I want to get into with you guys. Number one, I want to hit 1,000 subscribers on YouTube and get 4,000 watch hours. Now, I've started recently broadcasting my Twitch stream to both Twitch and YouTube. So if anybody's watching on YouTube, you are helping out this channel immensely, because when I stream for like 5 hours or so, if I get a couple of people watching that, that's a huge amount of watch time. The problem is all the videos that I make are like 5 to 8 minutes long. So even if a bunch of people watch them, it's not very much watching time. And YouTube cares about that. You need to get 4,000 watch hours, which is quite a bit, in order to get that paid level of YouTubing. Now, I don't need the money per se, like, I'm not going to turn it down, obviously, but that's the next logical goal, is like getting to the point where you can start earning money on YouTube. So that's the next thing that I'm working towards. We're halfway there as far as subscribers go. We're almost halfway there as far as watch hours go, but being able to stream to Twitch and YouTube was a game changer for this channel and is going to help out immensely. The next thing that I want to really work on is I want to sit down with my wife and figure out an exact schedule. Right in here, right now, Saturday mornings are working out really, really well for me. It seems to have a great crowd. People are showing up week to week to week. It's doing very well. but I'd love to figure out a time or two throughout the week that I can also make content that people can come and hang out. Once I get that figured out, I will broadcast that. I will make sure that you all know it so you can come hang out with me live a couple of times a week and you know when it's going to be. It's going to make me more accountable and it's going to give you more predictability, and it's just going to be great for everybody. Other than that, I do want to continue making the content for YouTube that I was making beforehand, and I need to figure out a way to do that maybe while I'm live on Twitch without sacrificing the quality of the YouTube content. I've gone over the weekly blog a couple times while live on Twitch, and I don't like it. It doesn't live up to my standards of what I want my weekly blog videos to be. And I either need to lower those standards a little bit or get better at doing it live, one or the other, maybe somewhere in between. But right here, right now, every time I make one of those videos thinking like, okay, I'll make this, I'll clip it out and that'll be a YouTube video, I end up deleting it because I'm just like, no, I can do better. I know that I can do better, but I also am limited by amount of time that I have. But if you are a YouTuber strictly, you don't care about the live shows, let me assuage your fears. That's not a word, whatever. I will continue making YouTube content and I will try and keep it up to the quality that you are used to from the Mongooli Show, if not better. Always striving to be better. The other thing, this is super small, but I think it will help, is I am looking to get a green screen installed in this room. I've got one with stands, but it just takes up too much space and I don't like that. So I've got my sister making the green screen that I have into a curtain so that I can hang it up so that it'll just kind of always be there. The screen behind me will probably be the same that it is, but at least I'll be able to like pull it across, and if I want to make a funny video or something like that, it'll be easy access to do so. The other thing that I'm looking at getting is at the end of the month, I have a coworker whose husband is an electrician. He's going to be coming over and hopefully installing some lights behind me. You can see, like, I've got these floodlights on the ground, and they work. They color the background, but they're just ugly. And so I want to get rid of those, have the screens up top. I've got a Lumina program. I've got some Philips Hue lights ready to go. I've already got them set up. I tried them with lamps so that you, the audience, can actually affect what is happening in the background, whether you're rating, following, or even just like, hey, I want the background to be pink. You can just type it in and change it. It's a small little thing, but I think it'll be really cool. And I'm really looking forward to getting these stupid lamps off the ground so that people aren't tripping over them anymore. The last thing I just want to mention isn't so much a goal for the future, but just to let you guys know, anytime you guys subscribe to me on Twitch or donate money or anything like that, and yes, people have done that. I know it's weird, but for some reason, people really like what we're doing here and are supporting it. I just want to let you know that money all goes back into the stream in some capacity, whether that's going to be upgrading microphones, cameras, emotes, whatever. We'll figure out some way to make this show better using the money that you guys donate and give to me and whatnot. That being said, at no point will you hear me asking you for money. That's just not what we do here. If you feel generous, great, but that's not something I'm going to ask you for. So with that being said, what kind of content do you guys want from the Mongooli Show? What kind of stuff do you want from me in the future? Do you want more produced YouTube stuff? Do you want more live shows? Is the fact that there's going to be a schedule for the live shows good enough where you're like, yes, finally, now I'm going to know when you're actually going live? What do you want from the Mongooli Show? Let me know down in the comments below. What are some of your favorite kinds of videos or things that I've done in the past? I'd love to hear from you guys. Leave a comment down below. Hit like on this video if you enjoyed it. Hit that subscribe button if you want more content from me. I'd really like to just increase the engagement with the audience. That's the name of the game here at the Mongooli Show. I just want to build the community around me to the biggest that I possibly can. I love you guys. I appreciate all of your time. Thank you so much for watching this video. Happy New Year's. Be safe, be well, and as always, good luck to you.